we're talking about some sensitive topics, which, before we get into it, shouldn't be political, you know? Food should never be politicized. Before you guys start thinking like, oh, this is gonna spew some liberal BS. No, the point I'm trying to drive across this video is, this isn't left versus right, Republican versus Democrat. This is, I just did that in verse. Anyways, the point of this is rich versus poor. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer. And one side, I'm not telling you guys we're angels and they're trying to save your life. I'm not trying to tell you go Democrat, but I'm just trying to tell you, understand this so that you know next time you vote who you're voting for and what you're voting for. Let me explain. Food benefits, meaning, you know, SNAP, WIC, food stamps, did not go out this month because federal funding, there's no federal funding. You may be wondering, Chris, why is that? Because the government shutdown is ongoing. And before you guys start saying, well, that's the Democrats' fault. No, it's not. Let me explain. Republicans wanted to pass tax cuts for the ultra rich. Democrats said, okay, cool, but just don't touch any of the Medicaid, or the Affordable Care Act. Republicans said, well, then where are we supposed to get the money from? Democrats said, I don't know, figure it out. Republicans said, you know what? No, we're going to cause a government shutdown. We're going to blame it on you guys because we only need 6 votes for this to pass, and none of you guys want to give us those votes. So essentially, this led to a government shutdown where Republicans pushed the narrative of Democrats are bad, they're the ones causing this, when in reality, they're not. They're trying to save health benefits for people. Now, if you agree with it or not, that's up to you. But I'm just stating the facts right now. And I've seen the controversial post of, well, they're trying to give healthcare for undocumented people. You can't. Undocumented people don't even qualify for health insurance. They qualify for emergency services, which is something completely different, which is life or death situations when they go to the hospital. For example, an undocumented person gets shot on the head. They go to the hospital, they give them medical attention because it's life or death. They can't go and get medical attention for sickness and get it covered. They have to pay out of pocket. That's the truth. That's objectively the truth. Now that we got that out the way, let's talk about how this government shutdown is affecting federal funds. This government shutdown means the federal government is not working, meaning federal programs are not getting funded, which in turn means kids are gonna go hungry. Veterans are gonna go hungry. Disabled people are gonna go hungry. Elderly people are gonna go hungry because Republicans want to send out a message. What is that message? Democrats are bad and they're doing this to you. They're not. This is all on Republicans. And I'm not here to tell you guys Republicans are bad or evil. That's up to you guys to decide. What I'm telling you guys this is, keep this in mind, you know? Republicans want to starve kids to send a message. Whether it's a good message or a bad message, I think it's a bad message. Up to you to decide. Republicans are starving kids, elders, veterans, and disabled people to send a message. To send a message of Democrats are bad. Democrats are trying to figure a way out. Figure a way to not cut medical insurance, feed the kids, and give Republicans what they want. But at this point, we're in a lose-lose situation for Democrats. Why? Because it's either you open up the government and you take away medical insurance for millions, or you keep it closed and kids go hungry. And for those of you saying, Republicans have brought it up and they've tried to open up the government 12 times. Well, yes, they have. But let me give an example to you. If someone approached you and said, would you rather eat shit or eat shit? Which one are you picking? Neither. Now imagine they did this 12 times. What are you picking? Exactly. So it's not that Republicans are trying. Republicans are trying to give the idea or the illusion of, hey, we're trying to work with them, but they're not helping us out. That could not be further from the truth. Republicans need to bring revised documents where medical insurance does not get touched at all in order for them to negotiate once again. And this shouldn't be an issue of left or right or Democrat, Republican. Like I said, this is an issue of rich versus poor. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer. And that is so unfortunate. As a future politician, we're going through some dark times. We're going through some dark times in this country. But with that being said, if there's any business or organizations or, you know, anyone out there that wants to sponsor a video or send food or money, I'll be fully transparent with it. I'm more than willing to go out and buy food and give it to those that need, because like I said, I don't think starving children to send a message is the right message at all. And I don't think that children should pay for whatever stunt they're trying to pull in government. Now, like I said, I'm not telling you guys Republicans or Democrats are bad or good. But what I am telling you is leave the children out. Leave everyone that can't fend for themselves out of this. You know, we're trying to give the ultra-rich tax cuts while we got poor people living paycheck to paycheck. Is that the vision of America? This reminds me of Reaganomics. And I don't know if y'all remember, but Reaganomics, they did not work. at all. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you made it to the end, thank you so much. I wanted to make this video because I wanted people to acknowledge and be aware of what's going on subjectively, or objectively, sorry, rather than blindly follow what someone says, because in today's day and age, we got a lot of misinformation going around, and we got a lot of problems when it comes to knowing what to believe and knowing who's biased and who's not. So, with that being said, keep that in mind for the next midterm election. Make sure to go out and vote, especially for the elections this week. Vote yes on Prop 50, and yeah, I'll see you guys next week with another video, maybe. Hopefully the government already opened up by then. Hopefully we got better news about kids not starving, but for now, it's been Chris, and it's unfortunate I had to make this video. I just couldn't stay with my mouth shut. Alright, bye everyone.